Every time she tried to leave the room, it happened. Two tiny orange paws shot out from the blanket, wrapped around her wrist, and held. Not playfully, not the way kittens swat at moving things out of instinct. Deliberately, carefully, like he knew exactly what he was doing, like he was saying something he didn't have the words for. For 3 weeks, she told herself it was just a habit, something he'd grow out of. He didn't. And when she finally understood why, she sat down on the floor in the middle of the afternoon and cried. But to understand what that grip really meant, we have to go back to the morning she first found him, because what she didn't know then would take 11 weeks to become clear. It was the 3rd week of October, cold rain, gray sky, the kind of morning that makes you want to stay inside. She was taking out the trash when she heard it. A thin, broken sound coming from behind the dumpster at the edge of the parking lot. She almost kept walking. She had a meeting in 40 minutes, but the sound got smaller, weaker, like whatever was making it was running out of time. She crouched down in the wet gravel and found him. 4 months old, maybe younger, soaked completely through, ribs visible beneath thin orange and white fur, shaking so hard his whole tiny body trembled. No mother, no littermates, no collar, just him, alone in the rain, making the smallest sound she had ever heard. She pulled off her jacket and wrapped him inside it and drove straight to the emergency vet instead of work. The vet said he was malnourished and dehydrated, but stable. "She's lucky," she said quietly. "Most of them don't make it through nights like these." She named him Mango for the orange streaks running through his coat like color across toast. She wasn't planning to keep him. She already had Russet at home, a big, quiet tabby who had never once shared his space with anyone. She told herself she'd find him a good home once he was strong enough. She had no idea. The first few days, Mango barely moved. He curled into the corner of the carrier, eyes half closed, breathing slowly. She placed food nearby. He turned his face away. She set a soft toy beside him. He ignored it. But every time she reached in to check on him, those 2 small paws came up and held. By the 2nd week, she had convinced herself it was just instinct. Kittens need, kittens grab. It didn't mean anything deeper. But what happened next would change everything she thought she understood. It wasn't only during feeding. It wasn't only when she lifted him. It happened every single time she moved to leave the room. Every single time. She'd be sitting quietly on the bed, Mango settled beside her, and the moment she shifted her weight to stand, both paws shot out, wrapped around her wrist, and held. Not hard enough to hurt, just hard enough to say, "Please don't go." She'd sit still after it happened, breathe slowly. After a few minutes, the grip would soften. Mango would look up at her with those wide amber eyes, checking, "Still here?" And when she didn't move, he'd settle, let out a slow exhale, and close his eyes, like he had been holding his breath the whole time. She didn't fully understand it yet, but something in it stayed with her. Russet had been watching all of it from the doorway. 3 years together, and he had always been the steady one, quiet, undemanding, never asking for more than he needed. But from the night she brought Mango home, something shifted. He didn't hiss, he didn't retreat, he just sat at a careful distance and watched. By the 4th day, he had started sleeping near the carrier, not inside, not touching, just close, as if he had quietly decided the kitten was his concern now. She began leaving the carrier door open at night. One morning, she came in to find Mango tucked completely under Russet. Russet's eyes were closed, one large paw rested gently across the kitten's back. She stood in the doorway and didn't move. She just watched them breathe together in the soft morning light. Something in her chest that had been tight for weeks finally let go. "I see you're still here and haven't subscribed yet. Honestly, that stings. Hit that button right now. It means everything." But here is what she still didn't understand. Little did she know, the answer had been right there from the very beginning. It was week 6 when she finally called the rescue organization. A volunteer named Linda answered. She asked if there was any history on him, where he came from, who had brought him in. Linda was quiet for just a moment. "He wasn't found," she said carefully. "He was surrendered." Something cold moved through her chest. "What do you mean, surrendered?" "Someone brought him in when he was about 6 weeks old. a pause. He had been placed in a home once before he came back to us. He was returned after 2 weeks. She sat down on the edge of the bed. Mango climbed immediately into her lap. Both small paws pressed flat against her arm. "Why was he returned?" she asked. "The family said he cried every time they left the room. They said it was too much." She didn't say anything. She just looked down at those 2 small paws, pressed quietly against her. Still, he had been left twice before she ever found him. Once by whoever first surrendered him, once by the family that said it was too much. And still, every single day, he reached out. He had been left before anyone stopped to understand why he held on. And at exactly the moment she understood that, she stopped thinking of it as behavior. She understood it as memory. That night, she didn't pull away when he grabbed her wrist. She sat on the edge of the bed completely still. 45 minutes passed. Mango fell asleep, paws still loosely wrapped around her arm. Russet settled at her feet. The room went quiet, and she sat there in the dark and thought about it. About every morning he had woken up to an empty doorway. About every time someone had walked out and not come back. About every night spent learning that people leave, that staying was not something he could count on. And yet, every single time she moved to stand, those 2 small paws came out. Because underneath all that learned fear, something in him still wanted to try. Something stubborn that simply refused to give up. What she decided in that quiet room that night would change everything that followed. She stopped looking for another home for him the next morning, not out of guilt, not out of pity, because she realized the decision had already been made weeks ago. She had just been waiting to catch up to herself. She called Linda. "I think he already found his home," she said. Linda laughed softly. "I had a feeling you might say that." Mango is 7 months old now. His fur has filled in thick and bright. He meets her at the door every evening when she comes home. He has learned that she always comes back, and he still does it. Every single time she shifts to stand, 2 small paws reach out, wrap around her wrist and hold, not the way they used to, not tight with fear, softer now, quieter, like a habit that became something different over time. Like he's no longer asking her not to leave, he's just reminding her that he's still here and that he knows she knows it too. Some animals carry their past in the quietest ways, not in distance or damage, but in small, persistent gestures that keep saying, "I'm still trying to trust you." If this story moved you, share it with someone who needs it today. And here's the question I keep coming back to. Do you think a rescued cat ever truly forgets being left behind? Or do they just slowly learn to believe that this time is different? Tell me in the comments.